I was looking at my collection and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be great if we could go back in time? But obviously we can't. So what I thought I would do for this video is I will start in 2000 and pick a fragrance from that year that I still wear today and go all the way up into 2020. So these are all fragrances that I still wear today from 2000 all the way up until 2020. If you're up for it, stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Peter from Centrail. On this channel, I talk about fragrances. We talk about designers, we talk about niche, we talk about perfumers, fragrance lists, so on and so forth. So if you're into fragrances or you just want to smell great, consider subscribing. And if this is your first time on the channel, I want to extend a warm welcome to you. And if you're back, it is good to see you again. And now let's get into our fragrances, starting from 2000 all the way up until 2020. Enjoy it. As I was going through that and trying to make this list, I realized that there are way too many fragrances. So what I did for this one in particular, I picked designers only, and it is only one, maybe more, for each year. And of course, it has to be something that I still wear today on a regular basis. Now, if you're ready, let's go back in time. The first one I picked is a little bit of a conundrum. It was originally released in 1961. The perfumer behind this one is Jean-Paul Guerlain, and it is Guerlain Vetiver. It was re-released in 2020, and this juice today is still an amazing vetiver fragrance. Absolutely stunning if you're into vetiver. But I realized that, vetiver is not everybody's thing, and this one is somewhat a little bit more on the mature side. So if you're into something or you want to get something that is really nice from the 2000s, Body Kuros from Yves Saint Laurent was also released in 2000. Now this one right here doesn't have vetiver in it. It's more along the line of benzoin, and there's some incense in here, so it's quite a bit darker. And there's also some sage in this fragrance. So both of these, 2000s, and I still wear both to this day. I'm also going to move through this just a little bit quicker because there is 20 fragrances. Originally, I thought I might break it into 10 years and 10 years, so I don't want to go too slow and have it drag on too much. So we'll jump right into our next one. 2001 is a fragrance from Thierry Mugler, and it is Mugler Cologne. Now this one right here is also a conundrum. This is the cologne that doesn't have the Thierry Mugler right on the bottom here. The original had that on there. So they repackaged this one as well, but the juice in here is same thing from 2001. Smells almost identical. This is a fresh soapy scent. Alberto Morillas is behind this one, and you have some orange, some neroli, and some petitgrain in this fragrance. This is a luxury soap scent that is reminiscent of the hotels in Morocco. If you're into that, you can use it as a room freshener. You can get these at a really good price nowadays. Room freshener, spray it on your bed. It is absolutely delightful. And this one is a re-release, but originally 2001 Mugler Cologne by Thierry Mugler. The 2002 fragrance brings us to a Givenchy fragrance. It is Givenchy Pour Homme. And this bottle, if anything, does look a little bit dated. Now it looks like it could be from the 70s, but it's not. It's from 2002. And on this one, we have Alberto Morillas as the perfumer, and he was joined by a perfumer named Elias Armenidis, I believe is his name. There is some coriander in this fragrance, which gives it a little bit of depth, but mostly it's a fruity violet fragrance, and you have some cedar in there, some sweet labdanum, and there's also some vetiver in this fragrance. It's a great one from 2002 by Givenchy, and it is Pour Homme. And of course you can wear this one to work. However, I would hide the bottle because you need to take it to work and respray it, because it's not going to last too long. 2 to 3 hours is all you're gonna get out of it. But other than that, it's a great fragrance for work. Will offend no one. Beautiful and light for the summer days. My 2003 fragrance is really a nice one. Unfortunately, it's been discontinued. However, at this point, you can still get it if you look online. And it is actually not too much more than you would pay for it normally. And I'm talking about Versace Man 2003. It's this kind of purpley looking one. There's one out there that's a light blue one, but that's not it. You got to look for the kind of purpley color, and it's from 2003. with notes of angelica, saffron, neroli, and tobacco. This is a beautiful, beautiful scent. It's an absolute dream to wear this one. Unfortunately, it's discontinued, but you know, if you can't find this one, there's another one that smells very similar to this one that you can pick up, and it's a later release. And that is the Versace Pour Homme Oud from 2013. This one and this one, they smell really almost identical. Now there is a little bit of small difference in these fragrances, but in general, they smell along the same line. Now this one right here has some oud in it, so it is a little bit more on the woody side. However, the oud is well blended, and it is a beginner oud if you may. So you can wear this one without, you know, scaring people around you if they're not used to you wearing niche fragrances. So this is Versace Pour Homme Oud from 2013. If you can't find this one, they're very similar, but I would look for this one. It's just a little bit milder, and there's just something really that takes you back in time in a beautiful way. That's Versace Man from 2003. My 2004 fragrance for this list is Armani Code 2004. Star Anise is a huge player in Armani Code from 2004. There's also some leather, some tonka, and some tobacco in the dry down. This fragrance, when it first launched about a year later, it actually won Best Fragrance of the Year. And that's probably the reason they came out in 2021 with Armani Code, and it is the Eau de Parfum or Parfum. I did get to sample that one not too long ago. However, I don't know if I'm gonna get a full bottle of it. Maybe once it goes on sale, I will. To me, they smell very similar. The Code, the Parfum, is just a little bit denser, but all in all, they smell very similar. I'm trying to not have too many that smell alike. I'm still looking for, you know, unique fragrances. But if you don't have, obviously, if you don't have the original, then, you know, the new release of 2021 is probably a good choice. The next one is an aquatic fragrance from 2005. Now this is a top quality aquatic from Bulgari, and it is Aqua Pour Homme from 2005. Can you believe it's been almost, 20 years since this one released, and people still wear this one today as if it was just a new release. That's how good this aquatic fragrance is. If you like marine notes, this one by the perfumer Jacques Cavalier, I think. This one has patchouli, sage, and he added the note of seaweed in this fragrance. So if you're not into the heavy, you know, marine notes, then this one is a bit hard to like. But lots of people love the marine notes, especially if, you know, you like hanging out at, you know, lakes, rivers, marinas. It's a beautiful scent for the summer. There's also a note of cotton flower in this fragrance, which gives Bulgari Aqua Pour Homme a light, fluffy, airy nuance. It's a great one for the hot summer heat if you like to be around the waters. And in 2006, Jean-Claude Ellena gave us a winner of the year, and it is Terre de Hermès by Hermès. And this one is a vetiver fragrance with a strong note of ripe orange. An absolute beautiful scent. You see I have a big bottle. I bought a big one just because I like to wear it and I like to just spray it. It's nice, beautiful, and soft, the ripe orange in this fragrance. Of course, that's not everybody's game. This one is also a little bit on the mature side, but there are plenty of flankers available. There are, you know, you have the intense vetiver that's right here, and you also have the Eau Très Fraîche, which is a lighter version of this one for the summer. So if you're thinking that this one is a little bit too strong on the orange note, my favorite out of the three is really the intense vetiver. It is a beautiful fragrance, and it reminds me a little bit of church. And that is Terre de Hermès by Hermès. That's our fragrance for 2006. Master perfumer Francis Kirkjohn has his nose on our next fragrance for 2007. The fragrance I picked for this one is Narciso Rodriguez, and it is for him. I absolutely love this fragrance. It is such a unique floral scent, and this is my rainy day go-to along with Nathalie Larson's Encre Noir over here. Both of those are really amazing rainy day fragrances. This is the floral type, and that one's a little bit more of the mossy type. It's a perfect one to wear on a rainy day right after a shower. You have some violet in here, you have some patchouli, you have some amber and some musk. Absolute gorgeous fragrance for a rainy day. And that's our 2007 fragrance from Francis Kirkjohn, the perfumer. It's Narciso Rodriguez, the brand. It is no secret that Versace has some great designer fragrances, and I have some in front of me already. But this one I'm talking about is a 2008 release, and it is Versace Pour Homme. This is a citrus aromatic fragrance. This one has notes of rose, bergamot, and neroli at the top. It's such a good summer fragrance. Alberto Morillas is behind this one as well. And there is some geranium in this fragrance. There's also some rose, and there's a little bit of tonka that give this fragrance some depth as it dries down. It is an absolute gorgeous summer fragrance that you can wear anytime, anywhere without offending anyone. Perfect for work as well. The next one I have from 2009 is a fragrance that I don't need to say much about. Most of you will already know it. And it is La Nuit de l'Homme from Yves Saint Laurent. This 2009 fragrance, cardamom fragrance, is an absolute treat. If you don't have a bottle yet, just get yourself a small one. You won't need a large one unless you try to make it your signature scent, which is perfectly fine. It is that gorgeous. I only wear it in the evenings or in more comfortable situations, and it does kind of remind me a little bit with the cardamom and the caraway in this fragrance. It reminds me of the strudels grandma used to make. So it is a little bit on the gourmand side, but it is not sweet. There's also a hint of lavender in there, which keeps this one from going too sweet. I know that I will always have a bottle of this in my collection. And that's my 2009 La Nuit de l'Homme from Yves Saint Laurent. The fragrance that I picked for 2010 is also from Hermes. It is Voyage. And this one hits you with a rich, ripe lemon mixed with cardamom right off the top. Such a gorgeous, fresh fragrance that you can definitely still wear today. It's an interesting bottle too. You kind of go like this. That's how you close it so you don't mess it up if you travel with it. Unfortunately, this way it doesn't stand. So I guess you have to flip it over and put it like this on your shelf. It's interesting. And then just flip it around to spray it. Look at this. I haven't even pulled off the little shiny little tabs yet. I guess I don't want to get it scratched. This Voyage from Hermes has a strong tea note in it. Unfortunately, it doesn't last too long, so you have to keep respraying it. However, there is a 2012 release. It is an eau de parfum, but unfortunately it's a little bit denser, but it didn't do much for the longevity at all. So this is definitely something that you have to respray, but it's a beautiful tea fragrance from Hermes. And I know some of you guys are right now like, okay, you picked Hermes Voyage over the 2010 staple that everyone has. No, I'm also gonna show it because I know that you guys really want it. Okay, and this is Bleu de Chanel. It's the eau de toilette, of course. You know, this is a great fragrance that should be in anybody's collection. It's a fabulous fragrance that came out in 2010. Of course, it has, you know, fruit. It has some ISOE super. There's also some lapdanum in this fragrance. And there's also just a little bit of incense in this fragrance as it dries down. Bleu de Chanel EDT from 2010 is pure goodness. The next fragrance that I have for 2011 is really a mesmerizing one. And it is one from Mugler, and it is Pure Havane. Now, unfortunately, you know, it's kind of, this one's a little bit harder to get, But this, if you get your hands on it, it is a really stunning fragrance. This honey tobacco fragrance mixed with patchouli is a Cuban cigar lover's dream. It is such a good fragrance if you like honey. There's also some cacao in this fragrance. It's a really good fragrance from Mugler. Just have to keep your eyes open. You can still find these every now and then. They're not too much yet, but they will be in the future since it is discontinued. But just keep your eyes open and you'll see it somewhere and pick it up for a decent price. Also, this is a little bit on the denser side, so go easy on the trigger. It lasts quite a while and has really good projection. Pure Hawan for 2011. The next one, it's a 2012 fragrance, and this one to this date is still one of the most sold fragrances, period. It is a Chanel fragrance, and it is Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, I believe it is. Let's see. Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, quite a mouthful. This fragrance still sells like hotcakes, and it's with good reason. Now the sport is a little bit misleading. I would not necessarily wear this one to the gym. For me, it's just a little bit too sweet and too much for the gym. I would pick something a little bit lighter. But this is an exquisite fragrance from Chanel. The perfumer Olivier Polge created this one. It has some mint in it. There's also some tonka and musk as it dries down. All the while you have a hint of pepper in this fragrance. It is a gorgeous fragrance that you can just about wear anywhere other than the gym perhaps, and everyone will like it and you will enjoy wearing it while you're wearing it. This one also has particularly strong projection. It's not monstrous, but it does do pretty well, and it will last you all day. And it will get you some compliments. Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme from Chanel. The next one from 2013 is really a great fragrance from Nathalie Larson. Everything about this fragrance is big. Whether it's the bay leaf, whether it's the bergamot, whether it's the leather, or whether it's the incense at the base. And I'm talking about Bentley for Men, and it is the Intense. This fragrance right here isn't too heavy or dense as you would expect. There is some geranium in here and also some sage, which keeps it kind of a little bit on the, I wouldn't say fresh, but a little bit lighter side. It's not super dense. It's rather a boozy, leathery scent, and there is also some cedar in this fragrance. Imagine that you're at a Texas roadshow somewhere and you're looking at some cowhide, and right next to you there is a little shop and they have cedar carvings, and you're walking around the entire time sipping on some rum. That's exactly what you get from Bentley Man Intense. It is big, it is loud, and it is also good. And it's almost as if Alberto Morillas took a slice from our previous fragrance. However, they don't smell anything alike. Our 2014 fragrance that I picked is Bulgari, and it is Man in Black. This one also features rum, tobacco, and leather, but it doesn't smell anything like Bentley for Men Intense. This is a much deeper, it's much more of an oriental fragrance. The beautiful addition of Gaiac wood, iris in this fragrance, and tuberose make sure that it's nothing like Bentley for Men. It does have some tobacco in there, and it does have some rum, but like I said, this one is much more oriental, and it's a really great release for 2014. That's Bentley for Men Black, or Man in Black. And then we have 2015, and 2015 was an amazing fragrance here. Just the three that I'm getting ready to show you are just incredible and should be or are pretty much in everyone's staple collection already. If you had these three fragrances, you would pretty much be covered for any occasion that could come your way. And I'm talking about Acqua di Gio, and that is the Profumo from Emporio Armani, or I guess Giorgio Armani. Beautiful, aquatic, light fragrance. You can wear this one to work. You can wear this one just about anywhere at any time. It lasts all day and has really good protection. So this one is a great work fragrance, and that is Acqua di Gio by Giorgio Armani. Of course, the same year, 2015, there's something else that came out, and it is Dior, and it's Sauvage de Eau de Toilette. And if you had this one, it's a peppery scent, a blue fragrance. You could wear this one to go out. It dries down really beautifully and it's loud, and you could wear this one going clubbing or something like that. But that wasn't it for 2015. There was also another fragrance that came out, and it is Dolce & Gabbana the One, and this is the EDP, which I actually prefer to the EDT. The EDP is something that I would wear on a date, out to dinner, or for the more cozier situations that life brings you. So we got Acqua di Gio, we got Sauvage, and we got Dolce & Gabbana the One, all in 2015. What a great fragrance year. And then in 2016, Prada cleaned it up a little bit. One of the best fragrances released in 2016 as far as the designers are concerned, to me, is Prada L'Homme by Prada. This is a clean, soapy office scent that you can wear just about anywhere at any time and make you smell really fabulous and clean, like a dryer sheet, and it's not too sweet. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's probably one of the best office fragrances that has ever been created, at least to my nose. And in 2017, I guess Dolce & Gabbana is on a roll. Dolce & Gabbana gave us Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, and it's the Eau Intense. This is also a blue marine fragrance, but this one is a little bit more on the oceanic side. This one is a great one for a stroll on the beach. It's a beautiful aquatic or oceanic scent, and it never gets too marine-like, if you know what I mean. All right, we're getting there. We got a couple more, 3 more. The next one from 2018 is an Yves Saint Laurent. It's also an EDP edition that I like very much. Now, I'm not usually too much into the aquatics. I like them a little bit denser, but this one right here is really a good fragrance from Yves Saint Laurent. It's the Y EDP from 2018. With apple, ginger at the top and notes of olibanum in the middle, which, you know, olibanum is kind of a frankincense sort of scent. So I guess that's why I like it. It kind of deepens it just a little bit. This has a unique scent profile that will last you all day and has really good projection. And that's Yves Saint Laurent, my pick for 2018, Y EDP. And for you guys who like the Ambroxan and Bergamot combo at the top, I picked Mont Blanc, and it's the Explorer. It's a solid fragrance for the style of fragrance that it is. Of course, it's in the direction of, you know, Creed Aventus. However, it doesn't come anywhere close to the dry down, the superb dry down of Creed Aventus. But for the price that you can get this one, it's a good, solid designer choice for 2019. It's Mont Blanc Explorer, my choice for the year 2019. The final one I picked for 2020 is a goodie. It is, for me, Cartier in 2020 has the vote. It is a Cartier, Pacha de Cartier, it's the Parfum, and they did a superb job in turning the original into a Parfum. This one is an absolute gorgeous fragrance, although it's a little bit for the cooler days, maybe too much for the summer, but it is superbly done. This one is an Amber Fougere fragrance. It has the note of Simrise in it, which is a little bit on the animalic side. You also have some benzoin, some tonka, you have some patchouli, and there's also labdanum in this fragrance. It's absolutely such a good fragrance. This Oriental Fougere is complex and it will surprise you anytime you wear it. It has a really great dry down that sort of twists and turns as it dries down. It's a really good release from 2020. And that's our last one from Cartier. It's Pacha de Parfum. All right, we made it through 20 fragrances. If you got anything out of this at all, please do consider subscribing, love, like, share, and all those wonderful things. Don't forget to hit that little bell button. It lets you know of any of my further videos. Thank you in advance. Until next time, I want you to take good care of yourself. Always smell nice, and I'll talk to you soon. Until then, Centrale.